This is an ABP Live Podcast.
I still remember, back in November 2016, I was standing in long queues for 3 hours to get my hands on the newly launched Reliance Jio 4G SIM card. Man oh man, those were the days. I mean, I was normally using 2G back then because 3G for me was damn expensive. That sudden jump from 2G to 4G was quite a ride. Unlimited YouTube videos, downloading songs, videos, games in seconds, unlimited calls with friends. And not just me. Every single person was hooked on 4G. And after this, there was no going back. After a brief period of distributing free SIM cards and free internet for a couple of months, Reliance introduced its monthly plans for 4G usage. And we were so addicted to the high-speed 4G, we went above and beyond to purchase the monthly 4G plan. I mean, I used to spend 50 rupees max on internet recharge. And then, I was spending over 200 bucks per month for 4G. This is what addiction is, I guess. And now, the much anticipated 5G is about to launch in India on October 1st. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch 5G services in India at the Indian Mobile Congress on October 1st. And honestly speaking, I am eager to find out how this new high-speed technology will pan out. Is it time for us to switch to 5G? How different will it be from 4G? And how will it affect our day-to-day lives? Let's talk about all of this today. So welcome to Clear Cut, only on ABP Live Podcasts. This is your newsman Rudrashish, and today, let's talk about 5G in India. Now, we all know that PM Modi has set up the target of making India a $5 trillion economy. And to achieve that, 5G telecommunications will be one of the most important thrusts to India's $5 trillion economy target. 5G is expected to create a cumulative economic impact of $1 trillion, which amounts to around 77 lakh crore rupees by 2035. On top of that, 5G will deliver $150 billion, which amounts to rupees 12 lakh crore in additional GDP for India from 2025 to 2040. Now, from the introduction of 5G, the manufacturing sector is set to benefit the most from 5G applications, accounting for 20% of the total benefit, followed by retail, which will benefit by 12%. On the other hand, the health sector is expected to gain $4 billion, accounting to rupees 31,236 crore from 2025 to 2040 due to the introduction of 5G. Telecom sector Skill Council estimates that India will require around 2.2 crore skilled manpower by 2025 due to the deployment of 5G technology. Because openings in telecom sector will double up within 1 year. It's being said that 5G will be the basis of connected ecosystem of the future, the road ahead for digital India. I'll give you a small example. Now, if I'm ever robbed at gunpoint, the robbers won't even get a single penny out of me. Because I don't carry cash at all. I've been only making digital payments. And not just me. Nowadays, majority of the people are more accustomed to digital payments rather than carrying cash. And the exponential growth in UPI payments was only possible due to the proliferation of 4G telecommunications. Maybe this is how technology changes our lives, slowly and steadily. Now, let's talk about how 5G will change the lives of individuals, like you and me. Now, if you switch to 5G, a 3-hour-long HD movie can be downloaded within 1 to 2 seconds. In 4G, it takes me around 15 to 20 minutes approx. There'll be no buffering in videos at all. Instantaneous transfer of messages or call connectivity with crystal clear voice and video quality. 5G will be very helpful during accidents and natural disasters, such as earthquakes, floods, etc. The mobile phone market will witness a massive growth because most of the current devices are not 5G compatible. In a nutshell, our mobile internet speed will become 100 times more as compared to a 4G connection. The 5G technology will lead to creation of new jobs in operations, maintenance, etc. It'll bring major innovation in agriculture, education, healthcare, infrastructure, and logistics sectors. But there are some issues that's going to come with the introduction of 5G as well. For instance, there'll be a huge demand of 5G compatible handsets in the market. The tariff charges, the monthly recharge plan, will become more expensive. There'll be a need to install more towers for 5G to work efficiently. Now, initially, Bharti Airtel and Reliance Jio, two of the leading telecom operators in India, are going to launch 5G services in October for consumers in select parts of the country. Airtel has said that consumers won't have to change their SIM cards to get 5G. All they have to do is switch on the 5G settings of their smartphone and purchase a 5G plan to get the 5G experience. However, Jio users could be asked to upgrade to a new SIM to enjoy 5G services. Now, both Airtel and Jio haven't announced the 5G charges yet, but the tariff is expected to be much higher than 4G. Jio will launch its 5G services around Diwali in 4 cities, namely Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, and Mumbai. Whereas Airtel hasn't announced the cities yet, but it's expected to kick off its 5G services in Delhi and Mumbai in the initial phase. So the time has come for unhindered and uninterrupted internet experience. But don't expect to get your hands on 5G immediately after its launch. Even 4G launched in 2012, and we actually got to experience 4G in 2016. So it'll take some time before you actually enjoy the 5G services. And now we have technology analyst Mr. Faisal Kawoosa joining us on the show today.
So welcome to Clear Cut, Mr. Faisal. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, and good to interact with your audience.
Same here, sir. Same here. So, sir, on 1st October, the much anticipated 5G is going to launch in India. So, what do you think is the basic difference between the previous generations of mobile networks and the newly introduced 5G network?
Okay, well, see, from technology point of view, there are some significant differences. Okay, but if I have to talk from pure consumer understanding and keep it very simple, I think consumers, they have to understand that earlier, a data, any data would take some time, okay, from point A to point B. Okay. But now with 5G, that travel time from point A to point B is near zero. Okay, which is what we call its low latency and kind of a network. Okay, now that's one of the phenomenal changes that 5G brings, and obviously opens up a lot many use cases.
All right. So, do you think, as I've studied in the report, that 5G will download a 3-hour movie in a fraction of seconds? And before the launch of 4G, people used to say that a 3-hour movie can be downloaded in 5 minutes. But honestly, that's not the case. That's not the case. And we have seen that 4G connection also takes its own sweet time. So will it be the same with 5G as well, or 5G is much more amplified, is a much more amplified network?
So see, for sure, 5G is definitely an amplified network in comparison to 4G. Okay, that is out there. But we have also always to remember that there is a lab environment and the real environment of networks. Okay, so in lab environment, results are very much in a controlled environment, and they show you the ultimate results and ultimate performance. Okay. But when we operate the same technology in a real world, there are other complexities which get added, and at times can reduce the efficiency of a network. So yes, if it can download in 3 seconds, maybe in reality it might go to 6 or 7 seconds. Okay, but still it will be a substantial gain than 4G.
All right. So, sir, consumers, I believe the consumers will be one of the biggest people to benefit from the 5G network, because 5G, I personally think 5G connection will be more of a leisure connection, because people will get more, people will have much more space to use the internet, download movies, games, videos, music, whatever they want. So, do you think there is a necessity for 5G at this moment for the consumer? Because in the previous reports about 5G, it has been said that 5G is technically said to be a big game changer for industries, business, healthcare system. So, can consumers benefit from this as well?
Okay, so I think a couple of views here. Now, first of all, it's kind of a dichotomy where yes, it's right that it will allow you downloads. Okay, very fast downloads. You can download very heavy files in gigs, which, like, we can take an example of a movie. But at the same time, the network speed is that high that you can stream it as good as downloading. Okay, so there should no buffering and other such quality issues. And this, we are talking of 4K and above resolutions. So while there is a shift in the consumer pattern of consuming data, so will people require downloading? Yes, in certain cases, yes, but it may not be that much a reality, and that's what is happening. Everything is moving towards cloud. Okay. Like cloud gaming and cloud content is already there of Netflix and others out there. So that's one shift. The second point out here is that will consumers benefit from it? Okay. Now, I may sound a bit maybe negative on this part. I don't see a real tangible benefit for consumers in the near future. Okay. It's not just instantly, like, it will not happen that, okay, on 1st of October we are live with 5G and 2nd October onwards, whosoever is able to avail it will see some great benefit out there. Okay. The reason behind that is that, as of now, when we did 3G to 4G, the biggest advantage was video. Okay. And with video becoming possible, a lot of use cases came up. Okay. OTT got
exactly.
Sprouted, and then a lot of aggregate services, cabs, all of those, got up, and even the digital payments. Okay.
Exactly. The UPI got a huge boost after the introduction of 4G.
Yes. Now with 5G, we don't have right now any great use case ready which we can deploy. Okay. So it will take some time for consumers to really see something new which will benefit it. Now, other question was, areas like healthcare will see, education will see some changes. Yes, again, like if we have to talk, say, theoretically, we are talking of autonomous surgeries, we are talking of, immersive education. All those are great use cases of 5G, undoubtedly. But again, when will we be ready for autonomous surgeries and autonomous healthcare? I think it will take at least, in my opinion, at least 3 to 5 years after 5G is, rolled out in India. We should see such advanced use cases being, really leveraged by consumers.
All right. So you think that there's no immediate need for 5G for the consumer?
See, I'm not saying there is no immediate need. I think, unfortunately, the onus is on us. I include myself as part of the industry. Okay, that as of now we have not really come up with some exciting wow use case for 5G. That okay, once it gets launched and my consumers would be just kind of jumping onto it. That okay, we want 5G. So that's a bit of an issue, I would say.
All right. Now, so moving on, I remember 4G was officially launched on 10th of April 2012, and people got their hands on 4G on 2016. So when we come to 5G now, so what do you think will be the timeline of 5G for the consumers? When will they get their hands? When will I get my hands on 5G?
So see, the good point, some of the changes which have happened compared to 4G, there is already a good, decent penetration of 5G devices, and 5G devices are available at different price points. Okay, but as we have understood, and there are already public announcements, there's a phased rollout plan for 5G. So 5G will be initially available in few cities, and then it will get expanded to 13 cities, and then to other gradually. So my understanding is, we might have this ceremonial launch, and maybe with it we may have it launched in few, metros or pockets of metros, and then gradually I think the endeavor of operators would be that by this year end, it at least gets launched in those metro cities, stabilizes, and they see people subscribing and latching onto it. And then, gradually they will have their calendars essentially in 2023 when you will see 5G spreading beyond, these pockets and, trying to getting, across the network in wherever it will be rolled out. But again, that will again take some time. I feel like, when it will be, I wouldn't say available across the country, but when it will be available for a significant coverage of, it will be available to a significant population. I think that's going to happen sometime, maybe around this time next year. So my understanding is by October 2023, we should see a significant coverage available for 5G across the country.
And I also believe that most of the devices in the market right now are not 5G compatible. So it's going to take a certain amount of time for 5G devices to spread among the masses as well.
Yes, of course there is some level of augmentation, some software updates to be sent out for some 5G devices to really work on the network configurations, which are now getting rolled out in some time. That is out there, but I don't see that as a very, very big issue. I think it can be overcome in a very short period.
Alright. And sir, my last question. Right now, a 28-day 4G plan costs anywhere around 200 rupees. And now I know that the 5G plan will come at a premium price. And Jio and Airtel are the only companies that are initially coming out with 5G connections. So, can you give us a rough idea of a 5G plan? How much is going to cost?
See, if we look globally, I think there has been an average difference of 17-18%. In 5G plans with vis-a-vis the previous 4G plan. In India, I think initially it will be a bit higher than that. My understanding and estimate is probably we might even see 25 to 30% difference in the price plans of 5G with 4G. But then, it will not remain there for long. I believe as soon as we see it getting exponentially rolled out and available to more and more people, I think that we should see that coming down, and eventually, yes, it may not remain at 4G level, but it may not then also remain very, very costly.
Okay. Well, sir, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
My pleasure, and I hope this benefits everyone in the audience. And thanks for inviting me.
Exactly, sir. Exactly, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that's all the news and scoops I have for you today. This episode was produced by Lalit. This is your newsman Rudrashish Kanjidal signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead and keep listening to ABP Live Podcasts.
This is an ABP Live Podcast.